The brutal reality of ancient human life. Imagine waking up every morning not knowing if you'll survive the day. For ancient humans, that wasn't fear. It was reality. There were no supermarkets, no refrigerators filled with food. Every meal had to be found, hunted, or gathered. And failure meant hunger. A single animal track could mean hope, or another exhausting chase. Ancient humans often ran for hours trying to catch prey. Success was never guaranteed. Sometimes the animal escaped, and all that energy was wasted. Many nights ended with an empty stomach, and tomorrow offered no promises. Food wasn't a daily certainty. It was a constant dream. Even sleep brought little comfort. The ground was hard, cold, and unforgiving. Yet somehow they woke up and tried again, because survival left no other choice. But hunger wasn't the only problem ancient humans faced. Something far more dangerous waited in the darkness. Every strange sound could mean trouble. Every night brought uncertainty. Humans were not the strongest animals, nor were they the fastest. They lived among predators that could easily kill them. Fear was part of everyday life. One mistake could be fatal. There were no hospitals to save you. Sometimes survival meant fighting. More often it meant running. A safe place to sleep was incredibly valuable. Many never found one. Imagine spending an entire night awake, simply hoping to see the next sunrise. Even during the day, danger never disappeared. Constant awareness was necessary. For ancient humans, survival wasn't occasional. It was a full-time job every single day. Then there was the weather. Today, cold weather is an inconvenience. For ancient humans, it could be a death sentence. There were no heaters, no warm houses waiting at the end of the day. Fire was survival itself. Without it, freezing temperatures could kill. Every piece of wood mattered. Even gathering firewood carried risks. Finding shelter was just as important, but shelter wasn't always safe. Many caves already belonged to predators. Humans were often the intruders. Every dark corner could hide danger, yet they had few alternatives. Even when shelter was found, comfort was rare. Rest was earned through struggle. Nature was relentless. Storms showed no mercy. Surviving winter required courage, effort, and luck. And not everyone made it through. As if that wasn't enough, injuries and illness brought another layer of danger. Today, a small injury is usually manageable. For ancient humans, it could become a serious threat. There were no doctors, no pharmacies. People relied on experience, nature, and luck. Sometimes that was enough. Sometimes it wasn't. Even simple wounds could limit survival. Illness was even worse. A fever could appear without warning, and there were few effective treatments available. Recovery was uncertain. When someone became weak, daily survival became harder. Every task demanded energy. That's why tribes mattered so much. Humans survived together. Support from others increased the chances of survival. Community became a powerful advantage. Alone, life was brutal. Together, humanity became stronger, and that changed everything. Life was harsh, but humans had one advantage that no predator could match. They learned to cooperate. No one could survive alone for long. People began creating better tools. Each generation improved upon the last. Hunting became a team effort. Strategy started replacing pure luck. Working together increased success, and success meant survival. For the first time, survival became slightly more predictable, though never easy. Food could now be shared, helping everyone endure difficult times. Knowledge became humanity's secret weapon. Skills were passed from one generation to another. Stories carried lessons. Lessons helped people avoid deadly mistakes. Slowly, humans began transforming from survivors into builders of civilization. This was the beginning of something extraordinary. The brutal reality of ancient human life wasn't just suffering. It was a test of endurance. Every day brought uncertainty, yet people continued moving forward. They faced hunger, predators, disease, and harsh weather. Still, they adapted, they learned, and they improved. Small discoveries changed everything, one improvement at a time. Knowledge became survival, and survival became progress. The world we live in today exists because they refuse to give up. Generation after generation, every tool, every invention, every civilization began with simple human determination. Ancient humans were not superheroes. They were ordinary people facing extraordinary challenges. And that's the real lesson of their story. Human progress was built by people who kept going when life was at its hardest. The next time life feels difficult, remember this. Your ancestors survived a world far harsher than ours. They endured hunger, fear, cold, sickness, and uncertainty. They adapted when they had to. They learned when they could, and they never stopped moving forward. Because of them, we are here today, and their resilience still lives on in us.